Every superintendent knows the fear of a hydraulic fluid leak.
Standard hydraulic fluid is scary. It will cost you your job. It costs you your prestige that you work so hard for to get a job like this, to stay here this long. It's scary. You just don't sleep at night. And it always happens on Friday, Saturday, Sunday. You know, when you want to take a little time off with the family or the kids, and that's when you get the oil leak.
In the past, especially in the early days, when you had some hydraulic spills, sometimes you just let it go. You just outgrew it. Sometimes you would try some cultural stuff, aerify it, top dress it with some green sand or something. Nowadays, that distraction is just not acceptable to golfers. So now we will go in there and physically remove the turf, anything that's damaged, and replace the turf.
In response, BASF Corporation developed and released PluraSafe EnBio TCS, a synthetic hydraulic fluid specifically formulated to not harm grass or cause burn when leaked onto turf. With this new possibility of a biodegradable, high-performance hydraulic fluid that has low ecological impact on golf course turf, Dr. William Barrett of Edison College in Florida began conducting his own independent research.
We're looking at several different aspects of this material. The study that we have going here, you can still see residual scarring from where we have spilled vegetable-based biodegradable oil, conventional petroleum-based mineral-type oil, but where we've spilled the EnBio, there's no effect.
Continuing research and field trials have shown similar results on a variety of turf species, including Bermuda, bent, rye, paspalum, and poa.
What we're looking at in this is the effect of volume of the spill type, and the temperature of the fluid at the time of the spill. So we really have a three-factor factorial experiment going on, which is pretty complicated. But what it's telling us so far is that the heat of the fluid doesn't really make any difference in terms of how much injury is caused in the turf. And I think that's significant in itself, because every time we talk to somebody about this, they say, oh, well, it's the heat that kills the grass. But that's not true, and our study proves it.
John Patterson of Doral Golf Resort tried PluraSafe EnBio TCS after seeing some initial research and after performing his own turf trials. John was pleased enough with the results to change all of Doral's machines to the new fluid.
I've seen a lot of people come through with their dog and pony shows saying this is the latest, greatest thing, and I was really skeptical. But then after learning about the trials being done at the university and just seeing it in person, I've actually induced a leak myself on my nursery green and was just amazed at how the fluid just rinsed out and didn't have any real residual effects. After a day or two, you couldn't even tell which part of the green that we were on.
Cesar Gonzalez of Tiburon Golf Club also decided to run a trial and induced side-by-side leaks on a nursery green to compare the effects of vegetable-based oil with PluraSafe EnBio TCS. The impact to the turf was documented immediately upon flushing the spills with water, and for 3 more days after the spills. The visible difference was clear immediately. Other equipment managers and superintendents have been running trials and seeing similar results.
We did it as an alternative to electric greens mowers. You're going to lose, particularly on a municipal golf course where I am now, I would probably lose 50% of my business if I had greens that were not playable as a result of a hydraulic spill.
One particular machine that we use on our green surface, it's got a plastic cap as a sight glass. Well, that plastic cap from vibration had cracked and left about 3 stripes before the operator noticed it across the green. And we did a good water, and we followed the instructions. We watered it heavy, and when I went out the next day, there was no visible signs at all. Even 2-3 days later, if you didn't know, even if you knew where it was, you still couldn't find it. And of course, it didn't happen on number 7 or 6. It happened on our big putting green right in front of the clubhouse.
Superintendents and mechanics have found the benefits of this new hydraulic fluid easy to agree on. With an end result of eliminating potential for injury to turf, there's greater value and less stress in the workplace.
Seeing a hydraulic leak is just it's disgusting. It's demoralizing because you take pride in what you do and you like to say that the equipment is flawless of what's going to happen, and it's just one of the unfortunate things you can't.
I think that the mechanics are more comfortable with having that oil in there because there's so many things that have to go right in order for there not to be a leak. A seal could be a little bit off, you didn't quite torque down on the fitting enough, and you have a leak and it would be their fault. And in a situation like that, I think they're more comfortable knowing that they have that oil in there.
I don't know that you can really put a price tag on that. If you're able to avoid a problem on a green, which as we all know, your greens are good, the golf course is good.
So if you can prevent environmental contamination by using a product like this, I think you're way ahead of the game.
With PluriSafe EnBio TCS, BASF Corporation is continuing with its goal of helping to keep turf green.
TCS helps us be good stewards of the environment and know that down the road we're going to preserve the environment for generations to come.